Hello, my name is LaShunda Brathwaite. I am a third year PhD student at the University of North Texas in Denton. Upon my May 2024 completion, my PhD degree will be in learning technologies. Before I start my presentation, I want to thank the International Council of Professors of Educational Leadership for allowing me the opportunity to be here at the 2022 conference. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but know that I'm definitely here presenting my study and I'm there in spirit. Additionally, I would like to thank Mentoring Mosaic for sponsoring me in this presentation. The title of my study is Exploring e-Mentorship, Investigating Effectiveness of Dyadic and Group Peer Mentorship. This study is a work in progress and will require IRB approval of which we are awaiting to receive. So universities are interested in student success outcomes relevant to the institution's missions and goals. Retention and grade point average are two student success outcomes for first year students. Wright describes in 2021 that retention is students returning for an additional year of college. Multiple factors influence a student's decision to continue or leave an institution, but social isolation is a key contributor to higher attrition rates reported by universities. Research and literature support the incorporation of mentorship programs to help mitigate the feelings of isolation, to increase student engagement, and to increase student persistence year over year. This study will focus on two most popular peer mentoring types, one-to-one, which is referred to as dyadic mentorship, and group mentorship to help understand the influence mentorship has on student success, the impact of mentorship types on student success rates, and to understand results in terms of student success for each mentorship type. The study is expected to answer the following research questions. Does peer mentorship have influence on student success? Does group mentorship or traditional dyadic peer mentorship impact student success rates? Does group mentorship, traditional dyadic mentorship, or a combination of both group and dyadic mentorship produce better results in terms of student success? The theoretical framework for this study is centered around transformative experiential learning. Transformative experiential learning combines elements of both transformational and experiential learning to support this study. Transformative and experiential learning theories highlight the adult learning theory. In the 1990s, Jack Mezirow suggested adult learning occurs when new meaning is related to past experiences, and that transformation learning occurs through reflection, active learning, and placing oneself in uncomfortable situations, but does not account for relationships, feelings, and cultural context. But in 2015, Boyd did some research on experiential learning, and in that, he revealed that learning happens in four stages: reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, active experimentation, and concrete experience. So, peer mentorship, regardless of type, is grounded in adult learning by incorporating elements of both transformative and experiential learning. This combination is referred to as transformative experiential learning. Effective peer mentorship will need to pull from participants willing to reflect and actively learn while experiencing degrees of discomfort, vulnerability, and taking careful consideration of not only personal feelings, but also the feelings of others. The setting for the study includes graduate students at one North Texas University. It will be virtual participation using video conferencing applications. The population of participants will come from students currently enrolled at the North Texas University graduate program. All graduate students will be welcome to participate. Participants can be traditional or non-traditional students. Each research participant is expected to be a full-time graduate student pursuing a graduate degree at the university. Participants must be willing to participate in the pilot mentorship program. Program participants will have the opportunity to be mentored by students in varying stages of the degree program involving one-to-one or group mentorship during this pilot. The instruments to be used for the study are a combination of pre-implementation questionnaires, post-implementation surveys, and post-implementation interviews and historical research to support the study. Each participant within the selected population will receive a pre-implementation questionnaire. Participants who participants who agree to participate in the pilot peer mentorship program will receive a post-implementation survey and an invitation to participate in a post-implementation interview. A listing of each instrument. I can also send you a listing of instruments if you'd like to see additional information on the instruments in terms of how it's incorporated and detailed out. As part of a mixed method design, the data obtained from this pilot will be compared to the data obtained from historical studies to create an added level of credibility and reliability. The data for data analysis, the data is expected to show an increase in positive student experiences. This increase in positive experiences is expected to reduce social isolation and increase student success rates and retention rates. And by doing that, it's also creating a better experience for the student and creating a more engaged student. So the data from the pilot implementation will also identify which approach, group mentorship, dyadic mentorship, or a combination of both to peer mentorship should be explored for the launch of the full graduate mentorship program. So data analysis will be conducted in two parts. Data from the questionnaires will be loaded into RStudio to conduct statistical computations to determine the significant differences and to graph the questionnaire results. And then data obtained from the post-implementation interviews will be coded into themes related to peer mentorship, dyadic mentorship, group mentorship, socialization, and student success. So the timeline is this study will be about a 12-week study, which will start with the pre-pilot questionnaire, then a pilot mentorship kickoff, a mini training. So to train everyone who has agreed to be participants, train them on how the program is going to work, what mentorship is, so to be able to set their pilot up for success. And then we'll have a post-pilot questionnaire, and then we'll do the data analysis, summarization of findings, and then write the report that will then hopefully be publicized for future research. So on this slide, we're looking at, if you can see, we talked about the timeline at a really high level. This slide really goes into greater details of what we're actually going to do during these 12 weeks for this study, starting out with kicking off with that pre-implementation all the way down to actually writing the paper and doing the publication. So managing the project timeline is critical to the success of the overall study. And so as you can see, this is an aggressive timeline because the need for not only mentorship, but effective e-mentorship is growing. In summary, this will be a mixed method study using elements of transformative and experiential learning, as well as utilization of qualitative, quantitative, and historical data. The study will be conducted virtually using computer-mediated communications. The population of participants will come from students currently enrolled in a North Texas University graduate program. Participants can be traditional or non-traditional. Each research participant is expected to be a full-time graduate student pursuing a degree at that university. Participants must be willing to participate in the pilot mentorship program, and results from this study will provide data-driven information to help determine the path forward in launching a full peer mentorship program. The study will add to the field of peer mentorship to validate the impacts of peer mentorship, such as dyadic one-to-one and group mentorship. So in this slide, the next slide is really just a list of all the references that we've used to be able to gather the information to put the study together and to begin the infrastructure of the study. So I just want to thank you all for the opportunity to present my study and upcoming pilot for the e-mentorship program and study. And once again, thank you to Mentoring Mosaic for sponsoring me today. And my name is LaShunda Brathwaite, and I hope to see you in Orlando for the 2023 conference with the results of the pilot and the study. And in the meantime, please feel free to reach out to me or contact me. My email is lashundabrathwaite@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. I would love to get your feedback or answer any questions that you have. Until then, thank you again and enjoy Denver.